Hey everyone, it's Nick here, gaming and stuff. I'm going to do a review on Death Note today, finally getting to it. I watched all 37 episodes, and I have notes here, so the premise, I'll read the premise real quick. High schooler named Light Yagami discovers a mysterious notebook that has the power to kill anyone whose name is written within its pages, and launches a secret crusade to rid the world of criminals. Uh, Animation, it's pretty. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's a bit. I mean, it shows its Asian spots. I mean, it's fine enough. Character designs are really good in the show. I really think they're pretty cool, especially for like Misa, Misa and Light. You know, Shinigami's like Ryuk, L. I think they have some pretty cool designs. Let's see. The writing on the show is actually pretty good. It's like one of the shows I've seen that has some really strong writing to it. I feel like the storytelling in the show is pretty good. It uses a lot of imagery, to help tell the story of the show. So it doesn't get bogged down too much in a lot of exposition about what they're trying to convey. They show it. They do have. I mean, I'm not saying they don't have exposition to do, but what I mean to say is there's a lot of visual storytelling to it. Let's see. Pacing, it's a little slow. I mean, don't expect it to be a fast-paced show. It feels like it has a purpose for being slow, but yeah, it's not a show where, things move by really fast. There is a lot of moments, like, a lot of dialogue and stuff, but I think it has a good purpose to it. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah, the music on the show is pretty good. I'm trying to find the soundtrack for the show, add it to my iTunes list. I don't think I found it, but yeah, it has a pretty good soundtrack to it. Let's see. Oh yeah, the characters, pretty good in the show. My favorite ones are probably L and N, Shinigami's, Misa, definitely the standouts of the show. And some of the other ones are pretty good too, like some of the other characters, like what's his name? I think like some of the other people who take over the book. I don't have their names memorized, but they're pretty cool as well. I feel kind of awkward you're saying that, but yeah, I memorized mainly the principal characters of the show, like Light and Ryuk. I don't have a lot of the secondary ones memorized, but I mean, I guess it is what it is. Okay, so I would say the show is a good 9 out of 10, maybe 9.5 at the max. I don't know. It's hard for me to call it a 10 out of 10 because that means it's perfect. I mean, it has some minor things, some minor criticisms I would lobby against the show, like nothing major. It's nothing that ruins the show, but I mean, mostly with the animation. Some parts of it look a little dodgy, but for the most part, it's a minor complaint about the show. It's nothing major. Like there's no, it doesn't feel like there are moments in the show where they pull some contrivance out of their ass. I mean, kind of hard for me to think of an example, but it's like what happens in the show. There isn't anything that just comes out of nowhere. Like what? How the hell did that happen? I wasn't thinking that during the show. There wasn't. I mean, the dialogue in the show is pretty good. There's no ropey dialogue. It's pretty well conveyed, well written, and anyway, doesn't have a lot of fan service. Most of the fan service in the show is Misa, the hot girl that, the blonde girl who has this thing for light. She'll be willing to risk her life, to help him in his crusade. Most of the fan service in the show is around her. It's kind of atypical for an anime. A lot of them they tend to have a lot of fan service, but not Death Note. Death Note doesn't have a lot of humor either. It's a pretty serious show overall. I mean, it has the occasional moment, but for the most part, it's not really a show that doesn't have the typical anime corny humor to it. Not that I don't like, I like the corny humor, but for the most part, it takes itself pretty seriously and succeeds pretty well in it. And the ending of the show was actually pretty good. I was actually quite impressed with how the show ended. I'm not going to spoil it, but it is really good. It's worth sitting through. I mean, I felt like my time watching the show was pretty good, and I felt like it ended really good, too. It had a pretty poignant ending to it. So anyway, I'm going to end my video here. But yeah, I think it's a really good show. It holds up pretty well. This is my first time seeing it. I didn't see it when it came out. At least I don't think I saw it. I mean, maybe I had. If I had seen it, I didn't see very much of it. But I definitely sat down finally recently and watched all of it. All 37 episodes. It was really good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys later.